I've died so many times. We were the ones that conjured in all of our lives, but not in the way that the world remembers it now. We had to work with what we had. We dug deep for our craft. We wore bones in our hair. We worked with blood. We made magic from the shit and piss we lived in. We worked with what came from earth and wind and the raw, swirling cacophonies of dust and wind and flame and the ashes of our loved ones. We had only mud and rock pools, our own whipped backs, our own severed fingers, our own loosened teeth, our own branded skin. We died for our craft. We were heathens in all of our lives, you and me. Heretic pagan folk stretching far back, holding hands backwards through time. But there was something else in these hands. Hands that remember sand, but not these hands. Hands and eyes, limbs and mouths that remember things I've never done or seen or heard. Not here in this body, in this time. Hands and fingers that remember you and every inch of skin. A nose that remembers the smell of women and men shitting in battle. Lips that remember kissing you as blood runs into both of our mouths, dripping down both of our beards. We were different. We were the same. Our faces have changed. Our blood tasted different. Our skin told different stories. Our lips spent different amounts of time pressed on each other's bodies. Why do I feel so at home in blood? In blood and leaves, in gentle waves lapping, and in the taste of bloodied mud on someone else's skin. I've had my head between your legs in so many lives. Why is that the thing I remember the most? What kind of cosmic perversion am I? I should remember more important things, but to me, what was more important than that? I've watched you die 100 times and you the same. Horror snapshots of torture and grief. There is no gender or sexuality or race in our unraveling through time. Only skin and lips along inner thighs, fingertips along necklines, hands gripping backs, arses on sand. Hands and arses that remember sand then. We held each other in ways I had forgotten I could be held. My body remembers you even when my memory does not. But now I remember, and the grief comes strong, unbearable. How can I suddenly mourn the loss of one I only just remembered? How can I only just remember someone I have loved for centuries, and in the same moment know I've lost them as many times as I found them again? These times were strange and got stranger. These times were harsh and got harsher. Witch, queer, heretic, whore, outcast, heathen, slave, gender bender. We were all the outcasts, and all the outcasts were us. It didn't matter which kind. We are all made from the same cloth, of strands of sand and tears and blood and puddles of ourselves, and who we were and long to be, and of the ash of the animals we were. We are fused and bound together, stretched over a black hole. I fell in and I never came out. But there was a comfort in that hollow, a comfort in that dark, velvety PVC stretching inside each other. The sound it made started the universe. Elemental fusions, thunderstorms under our skin, under our eyelids, lightning in our veins, in our cunts, in our cocks. Those echoes unfurl inside me. No phallus, no cunt, no binary. Just earth, sea, tornadoes of supernovas in flesh and bone. Eras do not separate us from our outcast ancestors, our kin that most history books fail to mention, the ones that were bloodied, the ones that were forced into eternal silence, the voices buried in thunder and earth and salt and wind. We don't need the language of tongues. Our insides speak the same words. We only need our shared dust that's buried in the striations of rock and stone, under seabeds, in molten fragments blended and crushed together, in fossil compacted and crushed on top of fossil, residing inside a tectonic embrace. The language of time and sediment, the language of elements, the language of land and air and sea, the language pulsing in our blood, in our bones, our ashes, the things that bind us. Our dust is the ink written in the pages of the land. When we fade from human memory, the earth remembers us still. Those voices are not forgotten. Our pieces speak together in joint cries across time, across space. We are a syntax of stars, a trans-universe, a universe that does not identify with the universe it was assigned at birth. What does gender mean across time and space and interlocking pelvises when you have been everything and loved in every way a body and a mind will allow? When you have been everybody and every body has been yours. An endless, spiraling, draining constellation of combinations of parts to find the real you. The shape that would fit. The one that finally felt aligned. You have been thrown around in a hydrothermal cosmic soup, pulled apart, dismantled in more ways than you can remember, and reforged in every way and shape and formation. Shamanic indwellings, core dismantlings, Frankenstein reforgings, trapped in cycles of pain and chronic agonal gasps and clutching hands and whining, unraveling parts. No matter how many you have had, the body was shamed, the body was broken, the body slipped away. And they always came for you, whatever shape you were. The body never fit the cause. You never recognized yourself. You remained a parasite in your own skin. The demonic possession of your own body was exercised before you could even be summoned. Your body was the sinking home in a hurricane, a living catacomb of tangled flesh and grief. Versions of you disappearing through time, no peace, no sound, no home. I've died so many times it doesn't hurt anymore. I've died so many times it's become the thing I do. I've died so many times it's become my default, and I like it. I miss it, and I don't know how to live without it. It plays over and over and over. I don't know how to live without dying now. But time is long. Time is a crowbar pulling us apart and throwing us back together with different pieces of each other. We drew ourselves into existence and we can rub ourselves out again. It's not the first time. Sculpt me anew again. I have the carving tool sharpened and ready. Trauma, buried deep under our eyes, sewn shut, to escape the horrors of the memories and the longing. But what if we have sown the horror into them already, and now they are a part of us forever and cannot get out? Stares beyond the veil and eyes that became storms, that became the seas and drained away in the dark. I cannot see without you. I've never been able to see you until I met you again. You have pried me open, held up those lids with spikes, pillars, barbed wire, until I could see you and hear your voice again. Blurry now, with tears that sting but feel good. Stinging helps them feel alive. Stinging leads to finding you again. I see you now. I see you finally. It only took me a lifetime, but it is beautiful to see you again. It will only take me all my lifetimes that remain to get over you. Let me die inside you once more so I never die alone again.